In the waterfront town of Keyport, New Jersey, residents should be enjoying the start of summer. Instead, they're fighting for answers. 200 residents packed into a local school gym last month to voice their fears about the alarming number of cancer cases popping up in their small town. Despite dozens of diagnoses, residents say they're still waiting for someone to do something. They believe that the cluster is linked to contaminants at a former landfill, contaminants that were never properly cleaned up. Locals claim the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection knew what was happening and has known since the 1980s, and that it's done nothing. NewsNation investigative correspondent Rich McHugh is live in New Jersey with more. Rich, you spoke to the residents there. What did they tell you?
Hi, Elizabeth. Well, they say, they've lost so many to cancer already. They say it's very clearly related, they believe, to the toxins found in the landfill that have been buried for decades behind me. Most of all, they're frustrated and angry, and they say New Jersey officials have done nothing about it for 40 years.
Skin cancer. The lady across the street from her had brain cancer. And across the street from me, 7 houses in a row all had cancer.
Ginger Morris has lived in Keyport for 53 years. When her husband was diagnosed with cancer, her son began mapping a cluster of cases in their neighborhood. He documented 41 cases, 28 of them on First Street alone.
I'm afraid for my grandkids.
Morris and the residents here say a toxic landfill is to blame. It's been sitting here for decades. They also point the finger at the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection and have been sounding the alarm for 40 years, as this 1987 article documents.
The dump closed in 1979. Why did it take until 2010 to do something or test it or whatever? And 16 years later, you still haven't done anything. Why?
I lived through this stuff once. I'm not doing it again.
As a child in California, Alex Kraft was diagnosed with leukemia. Doctors linked to neighborhood toxins. She barely survived. Now a resident here, it emboldened her to speak up when chemicals could harm her health again.
We have a cancer cluster here. People have been dying in this community for generations. What are you going to do about it, right?
What should they do about it?
Well, they should start doing their jobs.
After recent outcry, they have started testing again. In 2010, NJDEP testing found benzene, arsenic, lead, vinyl chloride, and PCBs. But the agency says despite the toxins, they never found a clear pathway exposing residents.
The conclusion of that report was, yes, there is contamination. However, we have no suggestion that it's leaving the site, and no further investigation was recommended at that time.
Wouldn't that be getting into the groundwater over time? We're now talking about 16 years later.
So the groundwater sampling was done at that time, and there were contaminants that were found over the limits. However, there was no reason to continue the investigation.
What are you testing for?
Independent testing expert Scott Smith came here to test and allowed us to tag along.
We're going to test for dioxins, SVOCs, PCBs, toxic metals, everything.
Given what you've heard in the community, what do you think you're going to find?
I always hope nothing, but I think this is going to be really bad because we have one street with 28 confirmed cases of cancer and 8 dead dogs. You don't need my testing to know that there's a serious issue here.
I have zero faith that without community pushback and without us standing up to this, frankly, corrupt organization, there is zero chance that they are actually going to do anything about it.
Fix it. That's it. Just fix it. That's all we want. Fix it.
Now, NJDEP did not test the soil here. They only tested some of the groundwater and some of the water out in the bay. They say they will publish the raw data as soon as they have it. Independent testing expert Scott Smith did test the soil here, as we saw. He will give us the results. He will share those results as soon as he has them. It will be interesting to see, and some residents are already demanding, asking, when he gives those results, can we see them? It will be interesting to see if their fears are realized. Elizabeth?
Yeah, what are the chances 7 houses in a row on the same street all have cancer cases with people inside? All right, Rich McHugh, stay on it. Let us know when you find something out. Thanks.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.